Good day everyone, I'm Cian from Group B25. Today I will be representing my group to share a topic that we have done, and it's about the factors that affecting the poverty rates in Central African Republic, South African and also Burundi. So now let's start by addressing why this study is important and also why it motivates us to conduct this analysis. As you can see from the diagram, the number of people living in the extreme poverty is actually projected to rise to 460 million by year 2030. And this is actually alarming all of us, and it actually requires an immediate actions. And even though the sub-Saharan Africa are having over 30% of the world natural resources and a large yet affordable workforce, these regions are still struggle to translate this trend into improve their living conditions and also their poverty rates. That's why understanding the lying causes of the poverty in this context is critical for us. In terms of the study objective, our study actually aims to explore the four key relationships between inflation, renewable freshwater resources, government debt, HDI, and their relationship towards the poverty rates. We believe that through this objective, we can seek for actionable insights for the poverty reductions. And this is our proposed conceptual framework. This is our proposed empirical models. Our study actually used the ordinary least square method as our estimation technique, and this technique allows us to minimize the sum of squared error to identify the best fit models, and it is ideal for examination of relationship between one or more independent variables to continuous variables like the poverty rates. We also applied the logarithmic transformation where we're converting all of our data into a base 10 scales, and this helps us to linearize the relationship, reduce the skewness, stabilize the variance, and also make the percentage-based interpretation more easier for us. Our study focuses on three countries, which are Central African Republic, South Africa, and also Burundi. And the experimental timeframe is actually 5-year period from year 2018 to year 2022. All of our secondary data is obtained from the World Bank indicators, ensuring the reliability of our data. There are four major findings in our study. The first one is between the inflation and also the poverty. We actually found a significant negative correlation between them, and like highlighted by the Susanto and Bagnestin in 2021 and also Casodo in year 1992, they actually says that the inflation will reduce the real wages, shrinking the purchasing power, and thus will worsening the poverty. Whereas the Compassion International, they also mentioned that when the food price is high due to inflation, it will actually stopping the family from escaping from the poverty cycle. Whereas for the water resources and also the poverty, we found out a strong negative relation between them. Like what mentioned in Ahmed et al. 2022, the access to water will boost the agricultural, improve the health, and thus reduce the poverty. For the relationship between the government debt and also the poverty rates, we actually found a positive correlation between them, and it indicates that the high debt will actually reduce the social spendings and also destabilize the economy, and thus it will worsen the poverty rates. Whereas for the Human Development Index and also the poverty rate, we found the most significant negative correlation between them. Like what mentioned in the study by Pasha and also Pratama in 2021, the HDI will actually improve the education, healthcare, and also income level. It can reduce the poverty by enhancing the productivity and also reducing the disease burden of the citizens. The last part is about the policy recommendations. To address our finding, we actually recommend some of the policy to the government, and the first one is to control the inflation. The government in Central African Republic and also Burundi should actually stabilize their currencies and also invest in the agricultural, Whereas the government in South Africa, they should actually introduce the wage indexations and also regulate the inflations. The second policy is to improve the water access. The government of Burundi and also Central African Republic should actually build the rainwater system and also the rural infrastructure. Whereas for the South Africa government, they should actually ensure the equitable distributions of the water and also make use of the modern irrigations. The next policy for the government is to manage their debt wisely. For Burundi and also Central African Republic's government, they should actually focus on borrowings for the essential projects only, and they should restructure their debts for those needed only. Whereas for the South Africa, they should improve their fiscal transparencies and also redirect their spending to reduce their poverty rates. The last recommendation is to boost their Human Development Index. These three countries should all expand their educations and also the healthcare access for their citizens. And the South Africa can even invest in the vocational training and also support for their marginalized group. That's all from our group. Thank you for listening.